everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Tuesday, March 23rd, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Who and what we all truly are will never cease. We are a vast, limitless, divine light of brilliant consciousness. We are all free souls without any boundaries. We are not limited by our thoughts, beliefs, or feelings. We are that which is eternal. And it's kind of like sitting back in the easy chair relaxing, because there is no end to this journey. It is always. A lot of people are experiencing irritation, frustration, I guess, about the quickly shifting scene in front of you. We become attached, interactive emotionally, because we're all emotional beings, from what we're witnessing or seeing. And it seems like it's not possible to not have it in our faces all the time. But when you understand that there is a magical power of detachment, and the law of detachment means that in order to acquire anything in the physical universe, you have to relinquish your attachment to it. Okay? This doesn't mean that you give up your intention to create your desire. You don't give up the intention, and you don't give up the desire. You give up your attachment to the result. Deepak Chopra. And that's very true. And it's like anything that we have in this exterior, outside reality. And external authority. And the wise Buddha once said, attachment leads to suffering. And it does. We all know that. What he meant by this was that whatever we become attached to a desire, belief, thought, feeling, or anything for that matter, we needlessly suffer. Have you ever noticed that when you pay attention, when you're focused on something that's negative, a lot of the things that are happening on this planet are, you would view them, those who are in the sleep, frightened, stressed, worried, fearful, all of those things. Those are attachments. And then you add the attachments to outcomes. So you start creating outcomes of more fear and worry and stress and anxieties. So the suffering arises because attachment is an energy born out of fear. Makes sense? So through our fear, we create more and more attachment. And this is all energy. Lack and disconnection to our source. And we tighten our grip on certain desires because deep down we believe we need to manifest them in order to feel safe, happy, secure, or loved. This overly tight grip on life simply means we are not feeling the natural connection in our hearts to the great healing source and spirit within ourselves. And this is a time that's, with this transition on this planet, is what it is. It's in full swing. And the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies are basically, they've dumped their bag of tricks. Everything that they had left is being poured onto the civilization, as if a last-ditch effort to gain control again. So, as long as the mind continues to circulate in this vicious attachment dilemma, we can never truly relax and fully access This is an ever-expanding, all-loving spiritual source that radiates at our very core. So it is within us. It's all of us. Whenever happiness is determined by any thought, feeling, or external event, then we become a slave to it. And the great egoic cycle of suffering begins. And expectations and disappointments are great examples of how attachments lead to suffering. If the big desire we had today manifests or doesn't manifest, it then becomes the main leading cause of our happiness and unhappiness. The very instant we become attached to a thought, we end up forgetting about love, joy, freedom, and the endless possible things that we can be thankful for. The grip onto any thought narrows and eventually blocks our energy, creativity, and vibration. So we cannot perceive any new ideas or options that may be available. So perhaps you're asking, how can we be passionate about our desires in life and yet approach them in a non-attached, easygoing way? Well, the secret is the middle path. If we are too attached or too unattached to our desires, you will not move energy into form. You won't create it in reality. It won't manifest. So we must choose to hold the baby bird in our hand not too tight or we'll suffocate it, and not too loose or it will fly away. The real secret is finding our natural connection to Source that is always coming from trust and is free from worry and fear. Our desires have this natural tendency to manifest faster than the speed of light when we are walking down the middle of this road. So if you picture a road and you've got two lanes, okay? You got one lane coming and one lane going. And you've got a space. Let's just say it's a path that's protected, that's a walkway. And you're walking down the center. So you're not really, you're viewing and watching, but you're not attached to things so tightly on either side. So you're walking effortlessly down the center of it all. Attachment is a habit that we learned from this society. We are suffering because we are gripping too tightly or too loosely onto our thoughts. The mind gets hooked into beliefs that say, I don't have the money, knowledge, power, energy, information, or understanding to manifest what I desire, or the mind cannot hold long enough onto the idea and feeling that I do have the money, knowledge, power, energy, information, or understanding to manifest what I desire. Whatever we believe is what we create. We know this. I think some of us are, we're kind of like, oh, maybe, maybe not. But it is just fact. Whatever we believe is what we create. So understand something, and this is walking down the center of the road. When you see things that are happening, which you're seeing now, and it seems as if there's no daylight. It just seems like it just keeps getting lower and lower and lower and lower and more hectic and chaotic and crazy and nuts. It's really important for each of us, and we determine, no one else determines it. You do. You determine it for yourself. That we don't attach our thoughts and believe the negative path. Because if you believe the negative path, you're going to give it more power than it already has. So it's be mindful of your thoughts and belief, because it's real easy for the ego mind to manipulate you into falling into deep despair. So you understand that what you believe, you're creating. And So we can either manifest this amazing, effortless, manifesting adventure, or a perpetual daily struggle to survive. It's always due to us. It's not about getting what you want, it's about wanting what you've got. Sheryl Crow. So that the middle path, and to find a middle path, we look within ourselves, stepping out of the periphery and towards our total center. The real work we are here to do is not just on the outer world, yet also the inner. All our outer struggling is a pointer directing us back inside. Suffering is a great teacher showing us where not to go and what not to do anymore. Pain is like a hot poker directing us to back off and rest inside until we are finding the middle path. When we listen to our bodies and understand that the middle path is non-judgment, we don't judge. We're not, armchair quarterbacks. We watch. We don't interact. We watch. We learn from watching. But we don't judge, because that can be the road to lower dark matter frequency. So we're neutral. We stand in the center. We view both sides, but we don't participate. So when we listen to our bodies, we can naturally find a way to loosen or tighten our grip on life, on this life. And then this ultimate freedom simply finds us. It comes to us. It's within us. So it's when you listen to your body that, you are the only one who's going to know the stress, the fear, the anxiety, whatever it is that's with you. It's quite magical how everything unfolds. The universe rewards us when we truly trust in it. If you don't, it won't. 9 times out of 10. If you do, it will. We can naturally find a way to loosen or tighten our grip on life, and this ultimate freedom simply finds us. It's absolutely magical. If you want to see if you're too attached to a thought, just notice what's happening in your body. Whenever your mind becomes overly attached to any idea or tension in the body forms when we think that thought. So tension, the more tension we have in our body, the less receptive we become to allowing that desired outcome into our life. It doesn't matter, and this is tough for a lot of us, doesn't matter what's going on around you. And I know that's a distraction, and it can pull us into lower dark matter frequencies, fear, stress, anxiety, worry. So it's really important that we do not allow ourselves to step in that. Because we've experienced it so many times in this life alone. We know that if we do go that way, then more and more suffering occurs, more and more stress on the body, more and more tightness. So we don't care to have the tension, and guess what? That's what's being perpetrated on this population, on this planet. The tension. It's the tension, It's the fear, the worry, the stress, the tension. And we are very much less receptive to allow what the desired outcome we would like into our lives. And have you ever experienced this? The mind tends to be a cling master and an ultimate skeptic of life. It hasn't learned how to trust life, and so we need to retrain it. Whenever the mind thinks this universal power is not real, permanent, and trustworthy, we need to remind it that it is. When we can stop clinging to thoughts, things, feelings, people, and memories, we will begin to trust the universe will provide all our needs. We can stop working so hard. We can retire our illusions and take a rest from our daily worrying and fears. We can use our precious time appreciating and basking in the divine source that is already here now. Challenges are what make life interesting. We all know that. Overcoming them is what makes life meaningful. Joshua Marie. So let's explore a powerful healing exercise right now. This is a great exercise and can actually be a lot of fun to do. It will give you instant clarity on how to find your middle path. Here it is. Write down every belief that you think is causing you suffering. Write down every belief that you think is causing you suffering. Take a closer look at what you are deeply attached to having, being, or doing. Find out what are the things, beliefs, judgments, and opinions that your mind is currently attached to. Now, there's no race here. It may take a few weeks to completely unravel yourself. Yet keep looking and continuously searching for what is the root cause of your suffering. Discover exactly what are you desiring that you think will give you complete freedom, love, abundance, or satisfaction. Research yourself deeply and explore the truth of who and what you are. Find out what societal belief habits you've been programmed with. Make a list. Check it twice. Check it 3 times. Find out exactly where and when you've been naughty or nice. Upon deeper investigation into yourself, you'll discover that the mind only becomes attached to certain thoughts that it feels are lacking from inside. Meaning, deep down inside the person who has 3 master degrees and 2 PhDs is some attachment to the belief that they are stupid and unintelligent. If a person is a workaholic, always seeking to attain more money, it means deep down they feel a greater fear of being poor. That person feels they have to protect themselves from poverty by building up huge resources in their bank accounts. The more money a person needs to accumulate, the deeper the wounding is around feeling worthy, abundant, and secure inside. When we look deep, long, honest enough inside ourselves, we see that this pendulum swing is always the case. After you've got your list of thoughts that cause you suffering and you still don't know how to transcend them, it's time to take a moral spiritual route. Imagine what it feels like to be connected, resting, and in perfect union with the divine infinite source within you. Behind every negative belief is a positive one, and lurking beneath both of these beliefs is the secret to being free. When we find the middle path to this life, we start appreciating everything again. When we can trust and naturally relax, we will start basking in the magical divine source that is already here now. Just remember, you are always connected to a source of infinite power and energy. There is an eternal love source inside you, each and every one of us. And this is the only place you can find true, everlasting security. Come to know and trust deep down that you have the God-given power to move energy into form, create it into reality, or manifest the life of your dreams. It's vital to understand that the mind has been greatly misguided. It has been fed beliefs that simply are smaller truths. The greatest truth of all is the one that will liberate you on every level. It's the one that doesn't need to believe anything. It knows the feeling of real sustainable success cannot come from striving, reaching, and trying to attain a bigger and better outcome. Remember, most people in the Western world are wrapped up in this striving belief system. So watch out for this societal hypnotism. It's a mass manipulative belief disease going around. The desiring disease is very prevalent out there. And believing what other normal people believe is the main reason why your mind continues to fall again and again and again back into the experience of suffering. If one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams, her dreams, and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. Henry David Thoreau. Releasing attachment. Here's a releasing attachment exercise. If you're ready to liberate your mind from your list of attachments, here's this little exercise. Do it before you go to bed tonight and read through it again when you wake up tomorrow morning. Imagine in your right hand is a deflated orange balloon, which is attached to a string. Put the string in your left hand. Start blowing all your attachments, problems, issues, and worries into this huge balloon. You have a magical breath that can breathe the thing or thought you are attached to right out of your body. The more attachments you put in, the bigger the balloon becomes. When you have emptied yourself completely, the balloon automatically closes its valve and you let go of the string. It begins to first float straight up into the sky. Watch it move far away from your life. Notice if there are areas in your body where you feel a release from the attachments. If these places imagine breathing in a warm, golden, healing light. Feel the sense of relief and lightness in your body now that you are free from all attachments, worries, and concerns right now. Take several minutes after you have done this exercise to allow this lighter feeling to reach every cell of your body. Relax into your body and into the spiritual being you truly are. Know that you are infinite, eternal, and will never, ever cease. Be aware of this freeing, eternal feeling throughout your day, and you'll soon begin to experience a tremendous shift in your ability to effortlessly manifest the life you desire and enjoy. It's really easy. You have this orange balloon, and you have it. You can do it before you go to bed. You can get tomorrow morning. And in your right hand is a deflated orange balloon, which is attached to a string. Put the string in your left hand and start blowing all your attachments, problem, issues, and worries into this huge balloon. You have a magical breath that can breathe the thing or thought you are attached to right out of your body. This is a visualization. It's an action exercise that helps a lot of people. We are being faced with many challenges, emotionalities of what we view and see and experience with all of the upheaval of a very old, dark control mechanism of this planet. So it is understood that there is going to be major upheaval, something that has had its claws attached to this planet for a very long time. You can't, it isn't realistic to believe that this is, going to just vanish in a matter of minutes. It is something that we will never forget as a civilization. It is something that we will carry on forward to actually keep it fresh and aware through the following generations as we progress higher and higher in vibrational frequencies with this civilization and the planet. So it's imperative This is why I always talk about it is all about you. It's all about going within. It's all about deciding the journey within yourself. And I know that some people have a very difficult time making, deciding or making that adjustment for themselves. Because if you'll notice something, and it doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand this, but through your heart mind, if you were just to view over the last few thousand years on this planet, that conflict, anger, hatred, deceit, deception, which rolls into fear, anxiety, worry, many things, hasn't assisted or helped raise the vibrational frequencies of this planet or this civilization. Fear, stress, anxiety does the opposite. It's polarizing to the civilization. So we've learned, I believe, that we've learned enough that we can move beyond that and understand that our intentions are the power. That what comes from our heart minds, as we direct the mind through the heart mind, we make the shift. We, after all, are part of the collective consciousness of all existence. Some of the collective consciousness is awake, some of it's asleep, as I say, and some of it's waking up. But we are the God source, all of us, each of us. What's housed in these bodies is divine perfection. It's omnipotently powerful. It is eternal. It's immortal. It's never ending. And so when you embrace that and you know that without the ego interference, without that, you begin to realize that your intentions are what this shift's all about. Now, if you experience fear or anxiety, which is pretty much a norm for all of us in certain situations where we will have that wave hit us, where we start doubting, we start, almost dematerializing emotionally because we can't see any good. But you always remember something. Whenever you see something bad, from your perspective, there is always something good. It is a matter of fact. When you see something bad, there is always something good. There is never just bad, and there is never just good. The yin and the yang, as I use the analogy of the particles of dark and the light room, or the particles of light in the dark room. When we know this, we understand it, without anticipation, attachment, or expectations with it, we just know it within us. So when you're viewing things, or you hear things, or you have loved ones that have taken a different path, know that there is goodness, there is good whenever you see something bad. Whenever you view darkness, there is always lightness. And this is a balance. This is where you walk down the middle of the road, the center path. You're not sticking your arms out, grabbing from both sides. You're just very calmly walking the center path in this life. This is why you won't suffer. You'll begin not to suffer, because you will not have attachment to the extent where it literally pulls you down the rat hole. You know this. We've all experienced it. None of us are rookies at this. We've all been on this planet a very long time, not just this life, but many lifetimes. We are divine perfection. We are all little gods. We combine the feminine and the masculine, the nurturing, the strength, the support, the warmth, the love, the tenderness, the kindness, the gentleness, the generosity, the humbleness. We are all of these, and it's all within us to discover that we are all of this. So when you see something, or you view something, or you hear something, or you feel something, during this transition on this planet, focus on the love that you are. Focus this through the heart-mind. Then saturate whatever it is that you feel is either disruptive, lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies, literally saturate it in that love light energy. And see it and feel it when you do it. And then detach from it. It is the vibrational frequencies of this civilization that is moving us into the higher frequencies and vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. It is not externality. It is not external authority. There's no such thing as external authority unless you create it for yourself. This is real important for this civilization to finally wake up and understand this. This is not about doom and gloom, end of the world scenario. This is not about incarceration, enslavement at all. It is only when this civilization believes these things that it is the very power that creates these things. No one else does, only we do. Only we do. So, and it doesn't matter what you are, what you look like in that body, what your suit color is, anything. It has no meaning. It is superfluous for all of us. What religious belief? This is all being melted away. Because you begin to understand is that you've always been, always will be, ever beyond and forever, perfect, divine perfection. The soul within that body, the God that is housed within that body, omnipotently powerful, immortal, and you're carrying it around. So it's whatever you deem. It's whatever you deem through the heart-mind. And you don't have this heavy gripping and attachment and clawing and hugging and holding. You loosen everything and you flow. You're not rigid. And you don't have that tightness, that tension. You just continually let it melt off of you. And this is the only way that we will transcend what we've created. Because it no longer serves us the greater good. So we are leaving it. We're not staying with it. We're leaving it. And as we leave it, the ego mind tries to tell us, no, you can't do that. You can't leave that. You must hang on to it. You must pay attention to it. This is your reality. And it isn't. Because they're not the master. You are. And the God within you is. So when you start feeling down, you start feeling depressed, you start feeling like there's no faith left, hope is thin, faith is all-powerful. So when you start realizing that if your faith starts to drop away from who and what you are, turn around and hold the God that you are. And know that this universe is absolutely perfect and has your back 24/7. And the savior of this planet is all of us. The savior of the transition is all of us. The higher frequencies is all of us. It's not just one of us, it's all of us. And we move as one, we feel as one, we think as one, we are one. And this is the direction that the civilization will eventually embrace across the board. We are one. We work together as one. in peace and in harmony. In order to get to that place, there are things that we will have to, or choose to, release forever. Our pasts, not look at the future. Many things. But it is up to us. It isn't up to anybody else. Do you think it's up to the government? Do you think it's up to the republic? It is up to you. It always has been. We've been so trained for so long to believe that something is going to save us. And the interesting thing about that is we are the saviors. We always have been. And it's to embrace that. It's not superficial. People have said it before. Oh, yes, we are the saviors. We are the saviors. We're shifting. All of this that's happening, we have literally engaged it. Because when you start moving out of lower dark matter, survival matter frequency, dimensional frequencies that you've been associated with for a very long time, it's not pleasant at times. It's not easy because we have a tendency to want to hang on to it. It sounds silly, but a lot of us just want to hang on to it. The pain, the suffering, the worry, the stress, the fear. You know? There's no such thing as slavery unless we create the slavery. There's no such thing as bondage unless we create the bondage. That's always the way it's been. Do you honestly think that the one God that created all of us, all the souls within these bodies, would have not outfitted us with everything we will ever need on this journey? Something to ask yourselves. Because the answer is, He gave us all that we'll ever need. Period. It's just for us to discover it within us. So this is a different kind of meditation today. This meditation is for all of us. We have hundreds of millions of us, all across this planet and all off it. And we have all of those gathered that we call out every single day with us in full consciousness. And so what is it that we all desire without expectations or attachments to occur on this planet, in this civilization? What is it? What is the key factor, the primer that sets it all in motion? What is it that we desire collectively? Love, peace, and I mean deep eternal peace, and this is all coming from our souls, our gods. No conflict. End all suffering. All the children, like we're seeing again at these border holding facilities on what's happening with our children on the planet. This cannot continue. It is unacceptable for the civilization to have such debauchery and lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. So how do you dispel something like that? Literally saturate it with the love that we were created from and of. When you see these pictures, if you do see them, when you see all these talking heads or you hear them, or you hear in conversation in somewheres with loved ones or strangers or acquaintances, immediately stay in the center path. Don't step either way. All you're doing is increasing your vibrational frequencies by doing this. It's not like you're ignoring things. It's not like you have your head in the sand at all. It's literally your focus and your position is with the God that you are. There is no greater power, nor shall there ever be. There are irritants that the collective consciousness creates, sometimes perhaps for challenges, experiences, to get us more focused on our path. And our path is pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, deep, eternal peace, bringing all that we are and shining it out. You will experience and see as things become so out in the open of staged situations. Staged. Do not allow your ego mind to run you and drag you into those lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. View with your God, and you will know immediately. You are not judging. You are literally deciphering. Understand the facade, the illusion. All of it is an illusion. And the illusion actually blocks your cosmic energy. Because it's whatever you believe, period, is what is created. So if you believe that there's this horrible darkness, you will create it for yourself. And it's the opposite that's occurring. Does it mean that everybody can go back to sleep? We will never sleep again. We will be clear and aware from this point forward. There's no turning back. There's no stutter stepping. There's no reversing. It is full forward. There's no embracing the past to give you solstice. There's no embracing the future that doesn't exist since you're creating it in the now. And the important part is that you, all of us, stay in the now. Not wander off into a future that doesn't exist or a past that's long gone. Only the now. This focuses us. It eases us. It keeps the chatter away. And you become clearer, more aware, more understanding of you. This is so crucial because, as you all know, this massive, massive, massive shift is in absolute full motion mode. We will decide the type of life we desire. We will decide the type of government we desire. We will decide all of this. We are the architects and the creators of this new world. So doesn't it make sense that we no longer carry the third dimensional frequencies? Conflict, hatred, anger, frustration, deception, greed, manipulation, envy. All of these things are third dimensional frequency. The externality of this world, the material world, is melting away. And there's people that don't care to have it melt away. Their journey will take them wherever it takes them. It isn't our concern. Our concern is all of us and those on this planet that are somewhat awake and collectively continue to join to become one as we are and always have been, but to recognize it and embrace it. Because we're the ones that have already laid the landing pads, so to speak. We're the ones that have already structured, whether you know it or not, this new world. of great prosperity, suffering starts to fade and dissipate. All of the stuff that we're seeing is to make sure that it never, ever, ever happens again on this planet. Ever. All the things that we're being flashed with, all the things that are happening. I'm going to be doing a special call Thursday. No, not Thursday. Hold on a second. I'm going to do a special call. When I usually do the reverse aging call, we'll talk a little bit about that, but we will go into all of this with the planet. And so this meditation over the next 15, 20 minutes in silence, connect with your God and everyone. Feel it through your heart-mind, because the heart-mind, the God that you are, is part of every single one of us on this planet. In it, on it, above it, and below it. See, there's something that many aren't aware of. We always have been one. We always will be one. Ever, beyond, and forever. It is not going to change. We've always been one. And you can see all the challenges that we have faced on this planet through thousands of years of always having to be attacked to be separate. This doesn't mean you lose your identity. It doesn't mean that you lose who you are. It just means that you know that when you walk this planet, you're walking with billions of pieces of you. When you exist with this knowing, your existence becomes much lighter, freer, ease, joy, peace, the prosperity, the abundance, all of it. So, in this silent time, focus on the God within you and the pure, deep, eternal love that you are, and understand that all those who we call every day, all of the other parts of us, of the collective consciousness, of all existence and beyond, are all with us. They always have been. We just identify them in these meditations. We reinforce the understanding. And we all make up the one God. And there is absolutely nothing that can change that, that can overpower that can manipulate that can destroy that. That which is all creation of all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, is constant, is divine perfection. Our souls will never change because we're already divine perfection. We are in these bodies to experience, and that's all that we do. We experience, we create the experiences so we can perfect our creation. This is what we do. We manifest. We move energy into form. We create it in reality. We do this 24/7. Why not embrace it to understand it fully and clearly? It's a matter of fact. It isn't ego. It isn't mind. It is heart and God within us. I'll join you in the meditation, and I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose. An easy breath out the mouth. Move easily and slowly. This new world that we're creating takes patience, deep eternal love and gratitude, takes our God force love light energy. And we've already begun. There's no turning back. We're moving forward and up, higher and higher and higher in the vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude of that which we truly are. It's just never been collectively flooded on this planet. And now it is. See it in your heart mind throughout the day. Try some of those exercises. See the beauty and the joy that we are and that we are creating. Take this with you the rest of the day into evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here Wednesday, March 24th, 2021, with our Time for Change call. And it's going to be a doozy.